homosexual Christian does not exist. You see, when Christ comes into our mortal flesh, we have the very life of God in our flesh. A homosexual cannot be a Christian. End of story. Whether he's celibate or whether he's a sodomite, he cannot be a Christian. 1 Timothy 1, verse 9. Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and sinners, for the unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for menslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine, men that defile themselves with mankind, they're whoremongers. You know, it is just appalling. Just absolutely appalling. The social revolution by homosexuals. Now, the Gay Liberation Front in 1971 issued a pamphlet, and this is the basis of Stonewall and the basis of outrage. In 2005, they said this was their whole base. Listen to what they said. The oppression of gay people starts in the most basic unit of society, the family, consisting of the man in charge, a slave as his wife, and their children on whom they force themselves as the ideal models. Hey, boy, what a perverted attitude. The very form of the family works against homosexuality. Boy, that is why they're attacking marriage. That is why this government has systematically attacked marriage and the marriage vows, because they see it as the enemy of homosexuality. This was in 1971. Let's go on and look what they said. The long-term goal of the London Gay Liberation Front, which inevitably brings us into fundamental conflict with the institutionalized sexism of this society, is to rid society of the gender role system, which is at the root of our oppression. This can only be achieved by the abolition of the family as the unit in which children are brought up. Hey, this is their intent. You need to wake up. They want to destroy the idea of husband and wife and family as a unit. This argument over adoption is an attack on the very thing they're trying to abolish, family. This can only be achieved by the abolition of the family as the unit in which children are brought up. To achieve our long-term goal will take many years, perhaps decades. We do not intend to ask for anything. We intend to stand firm and assert our basic rights, which is we want to change society. There's no way family unit is going to be kept as family. Boy, isn't that terrible? Are you all right? Everyone all right there? Let's go on. So much of recent legalism is directed not at criminals, but at the moral structure of private life. It's not against criminals. It's against private life. For the moment, the SORs have not been passed. The charges have not been laid. There appears to be a widespread drawing back as various sectors discuss their options. The government has assured us that there is no need to be alarmed, that freedom of conscience will be respected except if you're a Catholic, a Christian, or a Muslim. That the law is only designed to ensure the civil rights of a small minority of sodomites. We have to face the fact that they are trying to foist on us things which say you can't any longer stand up and declare what you believe as a Christian. Let's go on. It's social revolution by state. And in Canada, they've already got this law. Listen to what happened. A printing company that declined to print letterhead and envelopes for the Canadian Lesbian and Gay Archives was brought before the Ontario Human Rights Commission, fined $5,000, incurred $40,000 in legal costs, and forced to print or close their business. This is gay rights. A Catholic school was coerced by a court order to admit an openly homosexual teenage boy and his older male lover to the school prom. The court also refused the school board permission to cancel the prom. In other words, here's a schoolboy, when the school prom comes along, instead of bringing a nice girl, sweetly dressed, he brought a man. And the Catholics said no, and the court forced them to allow it. A daily newspaper that published an advertisement page of biblical quotes regarding homosexuality was fined under the hate law. You know, actually declaring what the Bible says now is illegal in Canada. And that's coming to this country. Okay, let's go on. These SORs will be used to intimidate those who disagree with homosexuals. It will also be used as a wedge to further invade the education systems and invade the life of all families, affecting future generations. They're going to use it as a thin end of a wedge. Don't make any mistake about it. Once it's law, as Ian Paisley said, the Reverend Ian Paisley came and spoke at our demonstration up in London, and he said that, you know, you can't trust the government. Once it's in and it's law, they'll use it for whatever they want. Enforced restructuring of the nature of human society itself. They are trying to